A very good morning to everyone present over here. I take the privilege to warmly welcome our delighted on AICTE sponsored international conference which is organized by Modern Institute of Pharmaceutical Science in India. A very special thanks to all for gracing this special occasion with your esteemed presence. I am Vaishali Kusmakar, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, delighted to be your host for the day. I am extremely happy to welcome our Honorable Session Chair, Professor Dr. Sanjay D. Jain sir, Dean Faculty of Pharmacy, Medicaps University, Indore. Thank you, sir, for being here as Session Chair. I take privilege to welcome our eminent speaker, Professor Dr. Ashish Baldi, sir, Professor Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Punjab Technical University, Bhatina, who will be deliver his valuable knowledge on the topic identification and quality certification of herbal drugs, the artificial intelligence way. So please go ahead with your session.
Good morning, Ashish ji. Am I audible?
Yes, shall I start?
Yeah, Ashish ji, please start.
Kindly allow me to share the screen.
Screen sharing allowed.
Kindly allow me to share the screen, please.
Okay, sir.
Is it visible over there?
Yes, sir. We are audible to you, Ashish ji.
Yes.
Now you
Uh,
are
Thank you so much, Dr. Nilesh and Dr. Sapna, for inviting me on this particular very nicely structured international conference on natural products, and I am also blessed with the presence of Dr. Sanjay Jain sir over there. Uh, it's always been a pleasure to be associated with our own state in some way or the other, because we feel nostalgic whenever we talk about Madhya Pradesh. I belong to there only. My education was in Mandsaur and Sagar. So whenever there is an opportunity for MP to do something, I think by heart it goes, it goes in a nice manner. So thank you so much once again for inviting me. My today's talk will be identification and quality certification of herbal drugs, the artificial intelligence way. So before this, on behalf of my own department and university, I would like to welcome all the participants of this nicely arranged international conference. And this is my department at the university, where we are involved in various kind of research at my lab, that is Pharma Innovation Lab. So, dear friends, there is nothing much to talk about herbal drugs, because we are taking herbal drugs as phytomedicines, even Ayurvedic medicines, botanicals, dietary supplements, and in so many other ways. Even herbal drugs are a part of our daily routine also. But when we talk about herbal drugs, basically about 80% of world population depends on herbs directly. And if we talk about the demand, it grows, but there is a concern about the quality herbal drugs, and more importantly, adulteration of the herbal drugs. So adulteration is a very common problem faced by all the stakeholders, because it is very dangerous if you take adulterated or substandard drug for human consumption. So there is a lack of any quality certification technique which quickly analyze the quality of a particular herbal drugs and its adulterant. unique features, you can easily identify that what are the characteristic feature of Sarkashuka and its adulterate polyethia, so that you can judge by your own self. Now, obviously, documentation is a bigger part of research whenever you do so. So we have developed standard operating procedures, even the manuals and monographs, which are not there in Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India. Even we have contributed that to Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia Commission for inclusion in the monograph. And then what we have done, we have collected images of this particular herbal drug Sarata and Polyethia longifolia. We have created reference image database based on the unique features we had identified, and then approximately 1 lakh plus images has been created for both of the drug in mix and separate manner, and that we had identified as for creation of image database of herbal drugs. So that is very first step of artificial intelligence based technique implementation in herbal drug identification. After this, we need to process the image, pre-process the image. So experimental setup of this artificial intelligence based or image processing base, you have to pre-process image to remove the noise and conditioning of the image to a certain acceptable level. Then you have to train the model, the computational model, to recognize particular features. As I already told that we had already recognized some of the unique features which are there in Sarata Ashoka and which are very different in Polyethia longifolia. So we have to train the computational model as per the requirement and what are the features in Sarata Ashoka which result that whether this particular drug is Sarata Ashoka or Polyethylene longifolia, or in other senses we have worked on 20 more herbal drugs in that way. So this is the working of our mobile app, which is quality check, Q-check, which we had developed. Now what basically the computational tools which we generally use? We generally use neural networks for feature extraction, because very importantly you have to optimize that what features you want to show and train the mathematical model in such a way that your features and decision making module are correlated, and then you can classify a particular herbal drug or its adulterant in more precise manner. So accordingly you have to adopt certain techniques which we can use for identification of herbal drugs based on unique features. Here we use residual neural network model. Now this neural network model is very much employed in so many pattern recognition based identifications of not even the herbal drugs but in so many other cases also. So that way we had come to the conclusion for decision making module. So this basically this technique involves this technique process the image in a layer pattern. So it goes to first layer, then second layer, then third layer, and then it converts the total image by convolution and max pooling, and and then it can goes to the decision making in that sense. So how we had developed the mobile app, we had the app idea, and then we had developed the prototype by creating wireframes of each screen, and then the process flow, and then we have integrated this machine learning based algorithm into our mobile app by integrating the elements defined and even the coding in terms of programming we had done, and then we had designed the identification strategies, and then we had developed the mobile app in compatible language. This is in pre-launch testing phase right now, and we are expecting that within 6 months or so, by September, we are planning it to get it launched by Ministry of Ayush itself. So this is our mobile app, you check, this is our logo, and we have created a mobile app for that. And here you can see that this kind of herbal drugs are there. You can take a image and you can interpret whether it is which herbal drug or spice it is there through the mobile app only. So it is very easy way to identify a particular drug or its adulterant, and right now we are successful in putting around 20 herbs to this particular mobile app through DST and Ministry of Ayush grant. Even our to check herbs and spices intellectual property right has been already been protected through various trademarks, and our patent application is also on the line for IPR protection of this, and then we will transfer this particular app to Government of India for further uses. So, application of artificial intelligence, if I discuss, I think as I already explained that one of the aspect is that we have to apply for identification of herbal drugs and even adulteration also. So one of that aspect is already covered. But other than that, there is another aspect of artificial intelligence based application right now in the research domain is herbs and soil health monitoring. Now, what in this particular artificial intelligence based techniques, what we do is we can monitor the health of the soil based on artificial intelligence, and we can also monitor the growth of the herbs based on their natural growing conditions or environmental conditions we can talk about. So even we can identify the particular disease which is causing to any plant, whether it is herbal plant or even the crops also. So these kind of AI based techniques are right now in very demand and people are working on it. Then compound screening and optimization also, for that particular thing also there is artificial intelligence based techniques or platforms available right now. And then herbal farming efficacy increase. Now there are real-time monitors based on artificial intelligence can be put in forms, or we can say during the agriculture of these herbs, or even the crop which we generally use for our food purposes. There we can put an imaging technique, and based on that data input, immediately you can get information that whether your crop is diseased or some changes are there or their growth is not in pattern which we are focusing on, and therefore what we can do in order to improve that. And as I discussed in this particular presentation, you can also identify possible adulterants, because it is very difficult to identify adulterants by our own understanding, because we are not so much in depth understanding of herbal drugs in that senses, and therefore it is very important that very simple tool, you take a picture and it will give you an interpretation whether it is a pure drug or adulterant, and that is I think one of the best way we can do it for the people who cannot understand pharmacology or natural products or Ayurveda in some senses. So there is ample opportunity in this particular area, and I think that should be explored by our natural product scientists also, because there is ample knowledge available about their features about the unique, identification features of herbal drugs, but we have to put it in a computational way, and that is where I think artificial intelligence will work. So, what are the future prospects apart from this? What we have developed is it can also extrapolate it to detection of disease in plant. It can also implement it to plant growth analysis based on certain training and that. And more importantly, what is our perception is adulteration detection. So all the stakeholders, whether it is farmer, whether it is middleman buyer, or whether it is a trade agent, or whether it is industry, or even the regulatory industries like FSSAI or Ministry of Ayush or our CDSCO, all these regulatory agencies can take benefit of this kind of artificial intelligence based mobile apps or platforms, and this will be interactive platform for the stakeholders. In the next phase, we are extrapolating it to certain aspects of trading of these particular herbal drugs by integrating the locations of testing labs, industries and farmers into it based on the geographical or GPS system enabling into the mobile. So these are some of the future prospects of AI based involvement of in herbal drugs or natural products. So with this I think the take home message I want to give is that you can think out of the box, if you have the basics with you, and if you have the ABCD, that is aim, belief, concentration, determination, and efforts within you, I think that is the best part you can take for research. And if you are very focused on your problems, first and foremost question comes is what is the problem? And then the second question comes is that what are the possible solutions? And then the third question which comes in mind while solving such kind of complicated research problems is what are the available tools to address the problem and find out the solution, which is very important. In terms of that how you can align your research with the possible technologies and upcoming trends of the society or the research domain, and then you can apply that. So this is what we are doing. This is my research team of research scholars funded by various government agencies, and we are fortunate enough to receive around 2 crore grants from various funding agencies like Ministry of Ayush, I already told, FITM, IMPRESS, Indian Council of Social Science Research, DST, ICMR, and our university also has funded some of the research projects. So this is my research team who has contributed in some or the other way to this particular work. So with this word, I thank all the participants on behalf of, once again on behalf of my department, and also I want to just give a message that there are 5 C in the life. One is your competence, then your commitment, then your connections, which are very important, and then consistency to conquer any problem. You can always achieve anything you want in life. So thank you all. With this word, I think I am within the time frame, Dr. Ankur and Dr. Vaishali. So over to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Identification of drug as well as he has developed a platform for the detection of adulteration. In herbal drug, the more problem is there, the adulteration rather than the identification. Because of there many drugs are similar and we used to get it confused. So this is a very good research. I think this is the first kind of research in India he has performed to use the AI for the general traders and the student and the researcher to get the correct identification as well as the adulteration. And what is the future as that is prospect, either future scope he has already described many ways how we can use them. So, like here, the whole delegate, students, they have very good takeaway from your lecture, Ashish, although in between there was some problem in the connectivity, but still whatever I had seen, I had listened. It is really good research, and thank you. Keep it up like this kind of work. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a motivating and extremely informative lecture. And now I request the students get their query clarified in queries.
किसी को कोई queries है बेटा? Anybody like to ask anything?
Yes, pass the mic please. Mic दीजिए.
आगे आगे मिc किधर है?
Mic है. Hello.
Sir, I want to know the guidelines and safety monitoring of herbal medicines based on pharmacological system.
Actually, voice is not so clear. Can you just text me in the text box so that I can respond?
Repeat करना बेटा मुझे.
Sir, guidelines on the safety monitoring of herbal medicines.
Ashish, he was asking the guidelines for the safety of herbal drugs.
Okay, guidelines for safety of herbal drugs. Right now there are so many work going on herbal drugs, like when we talk about Deloitte toxicity, which is coming up very prominently. So Indian government and especially the Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia Commission of India that has given the guidelines for safety monitoring as far as herbal drugs are concerned recently only. In the last month only they have given the guidelines for that. According to that, we have to ensure the safety, also the toxicity profiling of the herbal drugs in some senses, and by taking care the chemical constitutional differences in different batches of herbal drugs. So that guidelines are already there now. Earlier it was not there, but this month only I think it has been launched, and it is very well defined in that sense.
And sir, one more question was I was having that you have prepared an app in which you are giving the adulteration and identifying the adulteration. So, sir, can you suggest which coding language we can learn in this so that can help us in our pharma background?
Yeah, we have integrated both pharmacognosy into it and then computational tools. So, up to unique feature identification, we have that, and then we have developed a coding language that is Java, and also one of the other language we have used based on what platform we have to use to launch this particular mobile app. So we are coming up on Google Play Store also and iOS also. So that language and its compatibility needs to be taken care. We have to write programs in computational languages, and then those programs, based on the training which we are giving, those program takes the decision in place of our own self. So that program runs whenever you upload an image. That program runs, and that it can identify the feature of the image also. And based on that image, it will give its own decision that whether this particular drug is there or not. So yes, very importantly, we have to write computer programs into it, and we are in collaboration with one of the faculty in this project, where he is expertise in this kind of computational model.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us your valuable time. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your valuable words, and sorry for the inconvenience for technical issue. Now I request associate faculty to enter back in auditor. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ashish, sir.